Once upon a time, there was a little black girl in the Brewster Projects of Detroit, Michigan.
The good, bad, and the ugly. Because how else would someone understand your journey unless you show?
The crown conceals the pain. Darlings, not all queens are born in castles. Some rise from concrete, rejection, and heartbreak. Welcome to Queen Central, where we dive deep into the untold stories behind the sparkle. I am your fabulous host, Gloria Hole, and today we are peeling back the rhinestones to reveal the raw truth behind a living legend. Before the wigs, the glam, and the global acclaim, there was pain, rejection, homelessness, loneliness. This is the real story of RuPaul Andre Charles, a story drenched in struggle, yet crowned in triumph. From sleeping on park benches to ruling international runways, few journeys capture the raw power of authenticity and resilience like RuPaul's. His path was not paved with privilege. It was carved from chaos, sculpted by scars, and painted with unshakable courage. Before he told the world to sashay away, RuPaul had to claw his way into a world that did not want to see him win. But guess what? He won anyway. So grab your lashes, clutch your pearls, and buckle those heels tight, because the tea is hot, the journey is bold, and this queen's legacy will leave you breathless. Early life struggles, growing up different.
And when I was 28, turning 28 years old, when Saturn returns in your life, I was out here living with my younger sister, sleeping on her couch with not a nickel to my name.
Born in 1960 in San Diego, California, RuPaul Andre Charles faced instability early on. His parents' divorce when he was just 7 left deep emotional wounds. Raised mostly by his mother, he later moved to Atlanta as a teenager, drawn to its vibrant music and art scene. There, he was a misfit, a black queer teen with a flamboyant flair in a society that did not know what to do with someone like him. But even amidst the confusion, a fire was burning. RuPaul often found solace in watching TV shows and music videos that featured glam icons like David Bowie and Diana Ross. Their gender-fluid expressions opened a window into a world where he felt seen. He would imitate their moves in the mirror, draping himself in curtains and bed sheets as makeshift costumes, longing for a space where he could be unapologetically himself. Homelessness and rejection, the lowest lows.
So when I moved up here in '84, the first time, because the city spit me out and sent me back home to Atlanta after about 6 months.
In the 1980s, RuPaul moved to New York City, hoping to turn his dreams into reality. But New York was not waiting for him with open arms. It was a battlefield. Rejected by casting agents, ignored by mainstream media, and judged for his gender-bending expression, he spiraled into poverty. Homelessness was not a risk. It was his reality. He crashed on friends' couches when he could, or curled up on park benches with layers of thrifted coats. Hunger gnawed at him so badly that he sometimes danced in clubs all night just to forget the emptiness in his stomach. Yet, he refused to give up. With glitter in his bag and hope in his heart, RuPaul performed at dingy nightclubs, sometimes to audiences of 10. Every rejection was a bruise, but also a brushstroke on the masterpiece he was becoming. Art from pain, the birth of a drag icon. It was during this time that he began experimenting with drag, combining performance art, fashion, and political expression. Inspired by punk energy and the raw beauty of underground culture, RuPaul created a persona that could not be ignored. He often performed in New York's underground club scene, befriending legendary figures like Lee Bowery and Lady Bunny, who helped him sharpen his artistry.
Before we get to the king and queen of the beach, we've got the king, queen, supermodel, smash her everywhere. People gather say, Shantae, it's RuPaul!
RuPaul! For him, drag was more than performance. It was survival, resistance, and healing. In the arms of his drag sisters, RuPaul found community. They shared makeup, costumes, dreams, and tears. He stood out with his fearless fusion of punk, high glam, and satire. His drag was not just about beauty, it was about breaking binaries and laughing in the face of judgment. Drag became his armor and his anthem. Each look was a defiance of conformity. Each performance a protest against invisibility. With every sequin he glued and every heel he strapped on, RuPaul stitched himself together, not only as a performer, but as a person reclaiming his worth. In those chaotic, glitter-drenched nights, he was not escaping reality. He was rewriting it. These moments, raw and unscripted, became the foundation of a global revolution, one fierce, fearless performance at a time. The breakthrough, supermodel, and stardom, You Better Work. Then, after years of being invisible, RuPaul exploded into the mainstream in 1993 with the hit single Supermodel, You Better Work. The track exploded in dance clubs across America. For the first time, mainstream media was saying the name RuPaul.
And that was how it started. And Supermodel became a hit. And so I didn't have to go-go dance anymore for money.
A 6'4", black drag queen, without mockery. But fame was double-edged. Critics questioned if drag had a place on TV, and many fans of pop culture were not ready to accept a queer, black icon in their living rooms. Yet RuPaul smiled, posed, and walked proudly, knowing that every spotlight he stood in was a lighthouse for others. RuPaul was no longer the struggling club kid, but through all the glitz and accolades, he never forgot where he came from. He used every platform to speak up for the LGBTQ+ community, especially those who still lived in the shadows. He reminded the world that drag was not a gimmick. It was an art form, a lifeline, and a political act, Drag Race and Legacy, changing the world in heels. And then, in 2009, came the cultural phenomenon. RuPaul's Drag Race. The first season of Drag Race aired with Vaseline-smudged lenses and a shoestring budget, but it had heart. RuPaul believed in it when few others did. He was not just a host. He was a producer, a mentor, a mother to queens from all walks of life. As the seasons progressed, so did the platform, and RuPaul turned it into a global brand, with spin-offs, merchandise, music, and a fan base spanning continents. Through the show, he gave struggling artists a stage to shine. Each queen brought their trauma, truth, and talent, and RuPaul held space for all of it. The show celebrated diversity, not just in color and culture, but in gender expression, body types, and life stories. It became a mirror where people saw themselves, perhaps for the first time. Today, RuPaul is the most awarded Black artist in Emmy history. But the trophies don't define him. What defines him is the way he has changed the culture. He made it okay to be different, fabulous, and loud. He turned what was once underground into a beacon of hope and joy. His story is not only about a drag queen who made it big, it is about a person who chose to love himself when the world told him not to. As he famously says at the end of every Drag Race episode, "If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else?" His lessons reach beyond the runway. RuPaul speaks to every person who has ever been told they are too much, too different, or not enough. He turned trauma into triumph and uses his voice to normalize therapy, self-care, and chosen family. RuPaul did not only create art, he created a movement rooted in compassion. He teaches us to find beauty in the mirror, even when the world tries to shatter it.
The advice I give to someone who feels alone is that, first of all, feelings are not facts. What you feel is an indicator, but a lot of times it's not really the truth, because the truth is we are not separate from one another. We are actually one thing.
He shows us that the glitter we wear on the outside can come from the gold we forge inside. His legacy continues to inspire, not just drag performers, but anyone daring to be real in a world that rewards masks. Today, millions celebrate drag because one man refused to shrink. RuPaul's life is proof that a broken past can lead to a beautiful future. His journey reminds us that embracing who we are is not only brave, it is revolutionary. And even now, RuPaul keeps evolving, teaching us all that it is never too late to reinvent, rise, and rule. Closing message from scars to stars. Now, before we sashay away, to everyone watching and listening here on Queen Central, your pain does not make you weak. It makes you powerful. Like RuPaul, you have the strength to turn your scars into stars, your struggles into triumphs, and your truth into a legacy. Your journey matters. Your voice matters. And yes, you better work. If this story moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to be reminded of their worth, their beauty, and their power. Because stories like RuPaul's are not just meant to be admired. They are meant to ignite hope, spark change, and be passed forward. Let us create a world where every misfit knows they belong, every outsider knows they matter, and every soul understands they are worthy of love, of light, and of a little glittering greatness. Stay bold, stay beautiful. This is Queen Central, and I am your host, Gloria Hole, reminding you, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?